If there are two words that will give a retro gamer a terrible case of Vietnam flashbacks, it would be Super Pitfall. Seanbaby of Seanbaby.com listed Super Pitfall at number 18 on his list of the 20 worst NES games. James Rolfe, also known as the Angry Video Game Nerd, ripped it to shreds and couldn't provide one redeeming factor. Anyhow, Pitfall Harry is the world-famous adventurer from the classic 1982 Atari game, Pitfall, who's out to rescue his niece who's been turned to stone. But on first glance, Pitfall Harry looks like a dollar store Miami Vice version of Mario, or even like Tom Green cosplaying as an English Bobby in Freddy Got Fingered. Harry's armed, but not so dangerous. 90% of your enemies are at foot level, so you can just crouch down and shoot, right? No! Don't be too loose with your ammo, though, because it's finite. And on top of that, the hit detection is pure shit. Also, don't crouch down unless it's absolutely imperative to do so, because getting back up is a delayed reaction, and I guarantee you're going to see Harry act out the "we're not worthy" pose from Wayne's World whenever he dies. Seriously. And trust me, you will die a lot. Even if you gather enough gold to score a 1-up, you're going to have to be careful in avoiding spiders, scorpions, snakes, lava that looks like 8-bit SpaghettiOs, and even frogs. Yeah, I cannot fathom how a frog bumping into you can kill you in a video game. It's not like Harry got on his knees and died from tossing a tree frog salad. I mean, especially this part in particular. It's like Harry has a wad of bubblegum jammed up his ass because he refuses to move up a ladder and lets a frog end his miserable life. Look, I played this game for 30 minutes and I became absolutely pissed because I felt like I was getting nowhere. It was like a bastardized version of Koopa's Fortress in the original Mario Brothers. Everything looks the same, and you become confused about where to go or what exactly to do. It's like the Nintendo equivalent of chutes and ladders, and in this variation, the chutes, well, they mostly lead you to falling to your death via spikes. And the ladders? Well, the ladders mainly are randomly placed and lead to absolutely nowhere. If you get really creative, though, you can crouch at one of these randomly placed ladders, and it looks like Harry's becoming demonically possessed while taking a shit. Oh, joy! I know there was more to this game, such as a warp that was embedded inside of a bird, ghosts of Pitfall Harry that were littered throughout the game, and all that jazz, but after 30 minutes of playing, I just became impatient. I can honestly see why this is considered one of the worst games of all time. There is seriously not one redeeming factor in the whole game. Your gun is useless because most of your enemies are either spiders or scorpions. It takes forever to move after you finish crouching, like you have rice pudding oozing out your ass. The jumping has a lagged effect as well, so you have to master the art of leaping about 3 seconds ahead of time. You spawn in close proximity to where you died, which can be cool, unless you're swarmed with enemies. Then you're just screwed, unless you can hotfoot the hell out of harm's way. My final rating? A giant 0. This is something I would never play again. Video games are intended to be a source of entertainment, not a source of pissing you off. Look, being a young kid who winds up being disappointed is bad enough. Imagine how pissed your parents were if they shelled out $50 for this back in the day. I mean, you remember the hearsay about parents making their kids smoke an entire pack of cigarettes as a punishment for getting caught in the act of lighting one up? Well, imagine the sadistic bastards making you play Super Pitfall until you beat it so they got their money's worth. Game sucks ass. End of story.